Hi guys, good evening, Anita and Bobby.
Hi,
Good
Amaka. Good
evening. Good
evening.
evening, everyone. Hi, Amaka.
Good
Hi
evening,
Bob,
Anita.
hi Anita. Can any of you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you clearly. Can you hear
Good
me?
evening. How's your day?
Very fine. And yours?
Yes, I can hear you, Bobby. Went well. All right, Anita, how about you?
Very well, thank
Oh,
you.
can
My
Anita?
day was very good as well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, very good. Very, very good. Awesome.
Okay, so I guess we can start now.
Yes, we can. Welcome everybody to Getting Started in Tech 2024. This event is about how the tech space is looking this year 2024, the key skills that are important, what you need to learn to stay ahead in the tech space, practical steps you can take, navigating the job search within the tech stage. We'll have a Q&A session if you have any questions from the discussion points we will have shared. Feel free to drop them in the comments and you'll get your answers, or reach out to us via social media. You can tag at Betakopa on YouTube, LinkedIn, or visit our website and check out what we do. We are Betakopa, an edtech company. Our role in the tech space is to equip people who are looking to upskill or reskill, whether that means changing your career path or adding to what you already have within your uh, what you already have within your skill sets, improving on that and making you better, preparing you for your next job. That's what we do at Better Copper. And if any of that is interesting to you, feel free to subscribe to our channel and follow along on social media. Yeah, we have with us Bobby. Uh, Bob, please, Bob, feel free to introduce yourself while we start this session. I'll introduce myself right after.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to today's session. I believe it's going to be a very nice one since we're talking about such a very vital topic. My name is Bobby. I am a solutions architect, also a software engineer. I'm a partner at Beta Corpner, and also uh, I work with the Boat Click agency. Yes, I think I'll stop there for now, Anita. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. My name is Anita Aturinda. I work um my call I work as a digital marketing professional. I work with ideas. You have an idea, you want it to bring you money, you don't know how it's going to work. Strategist as well. I help companies and organizations figure out how to make money with their ideas, basically, through idea validation and other stuff. That's on the side. I'm also passionate about young people or people in general getting into tech, making sure they get all the skills and tools they need to settle down within the tech space and find their place, because it can be hard sometimes to find where you belong within the tech space with all the buzzwords, with all the buzzwords, with all the careers. Everyone is saying this is a trending one. Knowing your place and finding being grounded in your choice and deciding this is my career path and moving it forward. That is my passion, and I really enjoy to see people thrive within the tech space, hence this event. Yes, thank you for joining us once again. We hope that by the end of this event, you will learn something new, if anything. And feel free to share your thoughts within the comment section while we talk. Feel free to have your additions, your compliments. If you want to add on to what we are saying, or you have an opinion you want to share, feel free to add that in the comment section. It is very open. Yeah, it's open to everyone. This event is not us talking at you, but having a discussion with each other. Yes, that the objectives of this session have been highlighted. And yeah, Bobby, can you please tell us the importance of getting in tech within in the year 2024? Why is it really important?
All right, Anita, thanks a lot for that question. I think registering the importance in the minds of people would make us, be better aligned with the purpose of this event. So why do we need to be in tech in 2024? I'll first of all start by saying that we need to, read the signs in the air. The world is not just becoming digitized; it's becoming a lot more intelligent, right? And people are not just getting into the digital space anymore. People are trying to become smarter and more efficient with the digital space. So it's no longer a question of, you know, feeling the need to get or wanting to, explore this place. Uh, Talking about the digital space, it has gradually become a necessity because whether you choose to be fully into the tech space as a skill, or you choose to be in whatsoever field that you're operating, tech is gradually coming to meet you there. And one way or the other, you would have to be knowledgeable about these things. So it's somewhat a necessity in the current age that we are in this year 2024. um, Tech is gradually, driving different things around us. Things that were very, very manual before now are gradually being fully automated. Not even the hybrid form in which it was before, where there was parts of it being manually operated and parts of it being automated. Now it is going fully automated. We've come into the world where there's self-driving cars. We've come into a world where, they are trying to decentralize a currency and trading and all of that. All these things makes it a necessity for you to be more aware about the tech space. Aside that, because of the inevitable evolution that is going on in the world that we are today, it has become a source of income or a source of enrichment for people who choose to develop skills around tech, because these
Yeah.
skills are now in demand. Yeah. So I think highlighting these few points should already show how important it is to not just know about tech, but to be developed in the world of tech generally. Anita, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, I think it's very important. And I keep going back to 2020 because I believe that is when this whole tech thing exploded, when everyone was locked down in their homes, didn't have anything to do but go on the internet, you know? That is where everyone discovered that, oh, so people can actually work online, so people can actually make money remotely, so people can. So I believe that that opened up even Africa in general as a continent. It opened us up to the possibilities of tech. That is when my field, digital marketing, for example, that is when everyone knew that, okay, if I don't have my business online, I'm shutting down, you know? So everyone started putting their businesses online. People without websites started thinking about it. In your field, I would assume being uh, I know for a fact now with everyone online, there's need for being safe and secure and staying safe online. So that was another part of things people didn't think about. I think just became came to the forefront of their minds, and I believe that this has helped us open our eyes to the possibilities of being in tech. And if you're not taking advantage of this, I think you are really missing out. It is important to get on board and yeah, learn a tech skill and get get ahead of the game while we are still here. Because it's only getting better, it's only getting easier, especially with artificial intelligence as we shall see going forward. Yes, the current landscape of the tech industry. Bob, if you could kindly specify the current tech trends and innovations that have popped up in the last 4 years, as mentioned. What are the current trends we should look out for or be interested in if we want to stay relevant within the tech space? Because things, like I mentioned, things keep changing, more ideas keep popping up. How can we, which tech trends and innovations are we looking at going forward?
Okay, so talking about the trends in the world of technology, there are the very obvious ones that you know it's out there. The first of which
Mm,
would be artificial intelligence. And yeah, in artificial intelligence, there are already different aspects to it. There is the computer vision, machine learning. There is
mm,
the big data and whatnot. There's a whole world around artificial intelligence. There is also the world of virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality. These trends are becoming more and more induced into our everyday life because of the need to make people experience the world around them more efficiently. That's why they are trying to foster the growth of you know virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, or extended reality, of which these are slightly different concepts within that space. There's also the world of blockchain. Obviously blockchain is
yeah.
the technology itself, but then
Mm,
when blockchain is mentioned, most times what comes to people's mind is straight up cryptocurrencies, because the crypto space is generally built on the blockchain technology. But it's
yeah.
quite important that we know that the blockchain itself is just the technology that became popular after the Bitcoin was built on it. But this tech trend, or this particular tech, was being worked on and advanced over the years until someone was bold enough to build something as vast and as impactful as the cryptocurrency on it. So yes, it's quite
Mm,
important, and there are various aspects to it right now. Because we have the world of cryptocurrencies in it. There are new tokens coming out every day. There are new projects being built on it every day. So the demand for engineers, designers, product managers, marketers, and all that is really being searched in that area. Of recent,
yeah.
we also have security. Now, security has been there for a while, ever since it's been there almost as long as computers have existed. Yeah.
Mm,
uh, the
yeah.
more we evolve with these technologies, the more these technologies are being integrated with our daily lives. It's becoming
Mm,
more and more important to be more secure with the way we use them. So the world of cybersecurity is a big deal in today's world. uh, there are a lot of security experts that are needed in companies. There are a lot of security experts that are needed to develop, applications that ensure that there is safety around whatsoever thing that we are using. All these things have only risen in demand as technology
mm,
has been evolving. Yeah. We also have quantum computing. Now, it's not so popular in Africa per se, because this this technology is still in its infancy stage, and the breakthroughs in that space have not been that pronounced that it will be commercialized. But however,
Mm.
because there is effective, there's effective research going on in that space, more minds are needed, more people are needed to venture into this thing. So, if you are somewhere in the Europe, in Asia, and all these countries that are pioneering in the world of quantum computing, trust me, your skills will be needed. Coming down to the world now, the world is becoming more data driven, right? And
Yes, yes.
the internet is based upon a stockpile of data, and this data is being
Mm.
used to better understand trends. It's better used to understand people. It's better used for study these days. So the world of data sciences and data engineering, it's like a niche on its own that just needs more and more
Yes.
hands. Specifically, businesses need people to be able to give them insight on what has been happening with them, because they found out that
Mm.
there's this sort of gold mine that is hidden inside of data that has been overlooked over the years. So, uh, coming into that realization has made people want to, fully venture into this space, and it has made the demand for skills and learned people in these various spaces to be in high demand. So, yeah, a lot of trends going on in the world of tech, a whole lot, Anita.
Yes. I like that you've mentioned how data is the new oil, the new black gold. Is the new gold basically because it is what is for example, AI. Every AI we have available, AI tool we have available to us, is built upon data. That has been made available to the AI tools during the whole uh, machine learning process that has gotten us to the point we are at today. And I think it's exciting, especially with quantum computing and blockchain. The opportunities are endless. The opportunities are endless, and it is good to know that that is the direction we are headed to, and that there's space for us, because sometimes it's easy to feel like the tech space is so little. It feels like a fish in a fish bowl, but it is many fishes in the ocean. You get, there's enough room for everyone to thrive. There's
Very
enough
true.
room
Very,
for
very true.
everyone to learn. So it's just finding your space and thriving in it, doing as much research as you can on that field, and settling in and moving forward and growing within your career space. Especially, it's good now that we are most of most of the people are just at the beginning point. It's the opportunities are endless. Wow, I am actually mesmerized myself by the insights provided from you both. Thank you so much. Yeah, can we talk about the possibilities of in-demand jobs within the tech space? In-demand jobs. I know you mentioned the data science and data analytics. Demand jobs, salary trends, and the possibilities of remote work and the global opportunities. Just to build on the previous question.
Hello, can you hear me now, Anita?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Did you hear the
Oh, so,
question?
can you take it one more time, please?
Okay. The question is based on the previous discussion we've had. Can you talk about the current current job trends, uh, in demand roles, salary trends, and remote work, as well as global opportunities that present themselves to us in 2024?
Oh, all right. Thank you. So I'll start by talking about the obvious ones first of all. We already know how much AI has come thus far, and as a result, there is a lot of opportunities in that space. A whole lot of opportunities, especially in the area of machine learning. More and more people are needed to, implement better and faster ways for, us to be able to bring this artificial intelligence up to. Now, there's this term called
Mm,
being a sentient being. That is obviously training your AI to the point that it's able to maybe judge situations for himself and perceive the
yeah,
world around it. So as a result, active work is being done in that space, and it makes it a high demand tech skill. Now,
yeah,
that might be too much. Aside that, aside the area of learning, now the already popular aspect of artificial intelligence that is everywhere right now, which is the LLMs, the large language models, and generative AI. Businesses are increasingly looking for ways to integrate it into their current operations. So experts and people who have the insight on how to use this or integrate these AI technologies are also in demand. And obviously, some of all this is something that you could do remotely. So yes, that's also something that's in very high demand. Now, another thing that has also skyrocketed in its popularity is cloud computing. I don't think I mentioned this before, but
mm,
like the world is becoming more decentralized, and also applications are also becoming. The need for scalability when deploying of applications is becoming more and more needed on a daily basis. So
yeah,
the easiest way to meet scalability with the level of growth in which all these applications, such as AI-based applications and whatnot, and data-driven
mm,
applications, the only way they've been able to correlate this and make it work is by increasing the use of cloud computing, because it is with cloud computing that you could match your scalability or the scalability of your business and your demands with computing power. So the need for more cloud experts, cloud engineers, cloud architects, and a lot of all these skills are growing in large demand as well. So, also because of the close ties it has with DevOps and all of that, it is also being made in high demand. Now, I'm trying my best to match this to let you understand how each of all these fields are kind of related and how the demand for one or the growth of one is affecting other aspects of it. So yeah,
yeah,
there is the area of cloud computing which is also in high demand, and security can never be overemphasized. So if you are growing in artificial intelligence, if you are growing with cloud computing, if you are growing with any form of computing at all, the security has to be able to match up with it. So cybersecurity is a thing that is in growing demand. It is constant. In fact,
mm,
I'm privileged to be able to work with some people based in Canada, and these are people who are maybe trying to grow in one tech skill or the other. And I've noticed that the
mm,
demand of cybersecurity professionals, especially in Canada, is very high, and a lot of people are trying to get into the space and trying to grow in the skills in order to get jobs, because there are a lot of job openings around this cybersecurity space in that side of the world. So yeah, it's
mm,
it's a tech skill that is seriously in demand. We can never overlook data science and analytics. The more there is the need for AI, there is the need for machine learning. These things basically run on data, and there is need for
yeah,
more experts to be able to, annotate this data, make sense out of what data is being produced on a daily basis, and engineer it such that most of all this consuming ends can make vital use of the data. Yeah.
yeah,
So we also have programming. Programming can, provided we are talking about computers, I don't think we can fully overlook the need for programming and programmers. Software engineering is still quite in high demand because a lot of this stuff requires know-how in the areas of programming. Both data sciences, cyber security. You need languages like R. You need like languages like Python for data sciences. You need Python. You need so many other language for cyber security and AI. So all of this requires programming knowledge. Hence, the need for such skills are still very, very high. So I'll just stop here for now, Anita.
Yeah, I think for programming, I think it's about figuring out which programming language is relevant the most in your field, because I know that every field has like a specific language that works best for it. So I think it's important to understand which language that is and focusing on it, because yes, there are many programming languages, but then if you learn an irrelevant programming language, they are related, but then there are some things that you'll be missing out on. So I also think prioritizing the language you're learning to your field, for example, data science, you focus on Python. If you're going into web development, you focus on JavaScript, something like that, just to make sure you're in line with your career goals and future goals. Yes, I think it is very wise. Thank you so much for that response. Cybersecurity, you guys are listening. I hope you're taking notes. Cybersecurity, data science, um, data analytics, and so on and so forth. Programming, of course, most definitely. I think we are moving on to the key skills that are needed. Um, Technical skills, for example, what technical skills are the most relevant in the tech space right now? I'll talk about the soft skills right after. So, if you could please mention the technical skills that are that are necessary within the tech space. I know we touched a bit on them, and the importance of understanding algorithms, data structures, and software development practices within the best software development practices that we can take to make sure we are setting ourselves up for winning within the tech space.
So talking about technical skills, haven't understood the areas that are most trending now, such as cybersecurity, data science, and the rest of them. It's quite important to know what to learn as a tool within that space. Take data science for
Yes.
instance. The need for data science, you would need to be versatile in languages such as Python, in languages such as R, and that's a skill that you would actually need to build on consciously and effectively. There are other aspects of it that are still very key to your growth, but programming wise, technical wise, these are things that you look out for. So basically, when you're entering any aspect of this tech spaces, it's very important for you to be able to identify the most in demand tools that are used within that space. That is where your technicality lies. Your ability to be able to use those tools effectively and
Yeah.
efficiently is what is being sought after. Talking about the space of cybersecurity, you need to be able to understand how the various kinds of threats that exist, how to mitigate them, whether it's
Mm,
phishing, whether it's man in the middle, honeypot attacks, whatsoever attacks there is. Then you would also need to be versatile in your knowledge of some certain scripting languages. And one of the most popular ones is obviously Python. You would also need profound knowledge on networking, understanding how the web also works. So these are skills that you need to be technically conscious of because they would help you, build up your your relevance in that field. For general programming, there are more of the popular ones today, such as Python, there's JavaScript. Languages and like Java and C++, though not as popular as the previously mentioned ones, they are also quite in demand in their various. For instance, in the gaming world, C++ is something that is used a lot. C++ and C sharp, you know. In the financial space, Java is still used a lot to implement a lot of their backend service and all of that. So, uh, when going into programming, you should think about first of all, what area of programming would I want to be servicing? Do I want to service, the area of the web developments? Do I want to be niched around a specific kind of industry like the banking sector or maybe the blockchain sector? You wouldn't be learning, say, C++. If you want to dive into the blockchain, they have their own in demand language, which is Solidity. You would need to go and learn that. If you want to go into game development, you wouldn't be focused on learning languages that would not serve the purpose of the gaming industry. So know what area of tech you want to dive into, find out the most popular languages that are used within that space, and start getting conversant with them. That is the amount of technicality that would be considered when you are applying for such roles. Same thing goes with cyber security, with cloud computing rather. Cloud computing, you need to know the most popular cloud services out there. The big three: Google, AWS, and Azure, which is Microsoft. There, there are other popular ones, not so popular like this, like Linode, and few other ones. But you need to be more conversant with the most used ones, such as AWS and Azure and Azure. Sorry, I have a bad habit of calling it Azure. I was once told that is how it was spelled, but I was wrong. Yeah, so
uh,
Azure, yeah. And then there's also the GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So this
yeah.
these are tools that you need to be technically conversant with, how to deploy machines, how to configure them, how to configure networks around them, load balancing and all of that. These are knowledges that would be very technically required of you if you want to venture into these spaces. So know the field you want to get into and try your best to do your research on what is most needed in those spaces before you get into it. Anita, maybe you could go ahead with talking about the soft skills then.
Yes, yes. Just as important as the technical skills, we have soft skills that are mostly overlooked, but are as important as the technical skills, because one thing is for sure: within the tech space, you're going to work among teams, you're going to work with groups, and these soft skills are what keeps you, um, what makes you even more quality. It's more than even an added advantage. It is as important as the technical skills. There are many, and most of us take them for advantage sometimes, for take them as unnecessary, or I don't know, but they are as important. The problem solving skills, communication, how you communicate to your lead, how you communicate to your teammates, how you communicate to the subordinates, the people under you. Teamwork, working within a team, because we are all working within the same space, but we have different roles. So communicating well to your teammates about whatever you need to talk about, I think is important, because puts you, it helps you even, because communication is a two-way stream. It helps you understand people better, so you're able to even gain more from them. So it's there's a lot more to tech than the technical skills. Building on them and taking time to practice, because practice as always makes perfect. Practicing within your space, within your community, within the people within your space, basically practicing helps you. It's like a muscle. Yeah, I believe soft skills are like a muscle that is worked up into strength, and before you know it, you are good. You are good at some of the skills, like problem solving. If you're not solving problems, then that skill won't be developed. So yeah, you need some of these skills to increase your capabilities within, even even to improve on your technical skills. You'd need the soft skills, I believe. And yeah, soft skills are just as important, if not more important, than the technical skills. We're going to move on to learning resources. Um, do you have any recommendations of learning resources? Of course, Better Copper Top Universe is uh, one. Those are two platforms we have that offer courses, free, paid, and as well as many others. Bobby, do you mind mentioning some of the online courses we have? We just had a boot camp with Top Universe. For those who didn't participate, you missed it. Maybe we'll have one coming up soon again. Yeah, Bobby, please go ahead. Talk about the learning resources we have available to us.
All right. So before I often go into talking about resources, I usually prefer to talk about the approaches towards learning first of all. I usually feel that is important so you understand what you are basically getting into. Yeah. First of all, in this recent age that we are in 2024, most people or most training providers would rather do it online, and it's expected as a person proficient in the tech space that you are accustomed to learning on the internet. So you would mostly find boot camps online, you would mostly find training material online, and there, well, there are still a very few, a couple of people who still try to do physical trainings, but most of them are online. But then the
Yeah.
approaches I talk about when it comes to learning in the tech space is this. There's usually the paid approach, and then the self you know sourcing for your information yourself. And there are
Mm,
advantages to the both of them. The advantages to trying to learn on yourself is obvious that mainly you wouldn't need to pay for some of the material. So if you know the platform to go look for it, like YouTube, even on some of these training platforms, they have a few times when they have free courses that are available. There are PDF materials scattered all over the internet that you could read and learn.
mm,
You see, that's one approach.
yeah.
But the issue most times with this approach is, first of all, um, you don't have people who, or there are very few people who produce resources that you can fully bank on. So many a times you need to
Yeah.
source for multiple and alternative source of information just about a specific thing. And also you need to be skilled in developing roadmaps for yourself, because no one is guiding you through this. You are trying to source for this information yourself. So those are the few hassles that come with it. You could choose to start learning how to do Python on YouTube on your own, but then you need to have a keen eye for knowing the proper places to source up to date information. And you would also need to be able to coin out the correct learning path to take in order for you to arrive your learning goals or expectations. And that is all on you.
Yeah.
See, but the paid approach, on the other hand, most times all of that stress is taken away from you and placed on the platform. So they are the ones who would ensure that they're able to come up with the most relevant information for you. They are going to help you, structure your roadmap such that it's going to take you to exactly where you want to be. They would help you, meet up with a specified timeline, because that is also something you'd have to consider when trying to learn on your own. The timeline. These
Yeah, I
platforms
like my
help you.
deadlines.
Yes, so this platform help you do that. Many a times, these
Yeah.
platforms give you the ability to also build up a portfolio as you are going, because many a times
Mm,
when I was a victim of this too, when trying to learn tech on my own, I didn't realize the relevance of portfolios as of then. So I was just accumulating information and knowledge in this and that, but having nothing to show for it most of the time. But
yeah.
I got to realize with time that when learning with most of these platforms, they get you set on projects that you could actually use to defend the knowledge that you have on those things. Some of this platform also provide you with certificates that stand as evidence for you to. So those are the many advantages that comes with going via a paid platform. Anita has done right to mention Better Copy as one of those paid platforms. But then there is also getting attached to a community. Now, the community is not necessarily you learning on your own. It's not also you paying to a platform played, but it is you putting yourself around people who have the same set of interests and goals as you do.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So you doing that, you're able to find people to that have common interests like you. You're able to set your
Mm,
timeline alongside other people, which makes you somewhat accountable. And
yes.
you are also able to find quick alternatives to information, because everybody within that space is doing the same thing about as you are. And one head
Mm.
is two heads are usually better than one in most cases. Not every case, but in most cases two heads are usually better than one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you having a community of people learning Python engineering like you, learning JavaScript like you, getting into the cyberspace like you're able to ask people, okay, where did you get this material from? How detailed was it? You're able to set deadlines. You're able to build on projects together as a community or as a team. So yeah, those are the two approaches. And yeah, Top Universe helps us, learn these things via a community approach, which is totally free, by the way. Not many communities out there are completely free. There are usually some paid aspects to them too. So, but yeah, Top Universe has done well to try its best over these many years to keep this free for us. But yeah, these are the approaches that I usually think of when it comes to learning in the tech space.
Yeah, I've never really considered the learning alone versus learning within community. I've never considered the pros and cons of it. So thank you so much for bringing that up. And you've mentioned the importance of building a portfolio. Can we dwell on that for a minute? Tips of creating a good portfolio, practical tips, building a good portfolio, and some of the projects we can collaborate with on GitHub, for example, open source projects we can maybe add to, use as an example to build our portfolio. Can you please speak to that? Let's see.
Yeah, so building of your portfolio is something that can not be overemphasized, not just because you need it as an evidence, but for your own growth as a person. I mean, you building that portfolio has a lot it does on your confidence. It makes you
Yes.
believe that I've done it once I would be able to do it
Mm.
again because you have that evidence. So whatever field you're venturing into, whether it be cybersecurity, whether it be data sciences, whatever space you're venturing into, you need to be able to build on, projects. And you might ask, someone who is going into data science, how will you build on a project? Yeah, there are sample data that is usually available, for learning purposes. A lot of platforms. Now, you would forgive me for one thing. I didn't prepare some of all these websites down or some of all these links down. Maybe we might find a way of providing these links later, Anita. But anyways, there
Yes,
are
please.
platforms like that where you could gain resource data and use it for your own development. The fact that you are able to successfully carry this thing out on those data sets already has something. It's portfolio worthy at that point in time.
Mm.
Uh, Entering the programming space, obviously, no matter the industry or the niche that you are going into, there's always there are few things you could always venture into, especially if you're learning via a community or you are learning via a paid platform. You would always be introduced into projects that you could work on, but then aside that, your curiosity could lead you to see certain things that you could build on your own. uh, there,
Yeah.
there are a lot of platforms that provide project worthy topics for people who are learning or grooming themselves in various tech skills to just come on that platform, pick up a case study and go and work on it on their own. And you leveraging such platforms helps you build on your portfolio. As a products designer, you could choose to go to some of all these product design case study sites, and you would see free demo projects, and they will tell you the requirements, the product requirements and all of that, and based on that you could decide to come up with a design that solves that need or meets the need or the requirements of whatsoever PRD or brief that you have seen online. So these are few things that you should just use as a means of building your portfolio part time. uh, Anita, can you go on with it?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think it's very important to have a good portfolio because that is what you show when you're looking for a job. Speaking of portfolios and things we have done, can you speak on the importance of having an optimized LinkedIn profile? Because I think it goes well with a portfolio. An optimized LinkedIn profile that matches together with your resume, CV, as well as your your portfolio. I think putting all four in context would be good. Please, can you can you help us align those four in a way they can help us land our next job, or like you said, improve our confidence as we go on during the job search.
Oh yeah, so being able to so first off, the purpose of the social media space is obviously for a wider range of people to get to know you. And when it now comes to professional spaces like LinkedIn, people want to be able to tell that this is the kind of person and this is the kind of value you offer. So, optimizing your LinkedIn is usually a very key thing. So, the same way we are able to always keep our resume up to date with our latest jobs, with our latest projects, with our portfolio. We should endeavor to, let it reflect on our LinkedIn uh, as often as possible. Now, first of all, if you're able to create a portfolio, always try your best to have, a link or a URL that would lead people from your LinkedIn page or from any of your socials to pretty much a website or an archive that contains details about things that you have been able to do with those are the things that they're going to hold as evidence to whatsoever claims that you are able to place on your profiles or your bios. So keeping these things up to date is quite important. Try to maintain the right set of words that describe who you are and your interests. I believe we talked a little about self branding in one of our previous sessions, Anita, and this
Yes.
is where self branding basically comes in full play. The ability for you to use clearly defining words to explain your values, to explain your goals, to explain your motivations on most of all these bios are things that will make you an interesting figure to the recruiters, to people who are sourcing out for talents and skills, to leverage on. So you need to learn to be able to use the right set of words to describe yourself. Aside just it's not just about placing out job roles and all of that. People should be able to tell that this person is not just skilled, he's also learned. It's one thing to be skilled at something, and another thing to be learned. It means being learned in this case would be you being able to vocally and intelligently defend your skills. uh, I don't know if that makes sense to you, Anita.
Yes, yes, it does. And I believe
Yeah, so
as people within the tech space, at least a homepage, people, at least a homepage, at least a landing page. Let me see, a landing page that has your, okay, like your CV, but visually pleasing. I know backend people are aside eyeing me right now, but you get what I mean, yeah? At least a landing page. We are programmers, we are devs. Yeah, we can put together like a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript
yeah, yeah, that
and
can't be
build
overlooked.
a landing page just to
Yeah,
lead
yeah,
people. Your full name.com. I am sure your name is available. And there are some hosting places that you can use. I don't know if this should be valid advice, at least a landing page that
yeah,
you can
very true.
put together. Yes, your LinkedIn profile condensed into a visually pleasing landing page. If you need help, reach out. I can help. But yes, let's have a. We are devs, surely. Hmm? Even designers, UI UX designers, at least a landing page.
Yeah, there are a lot
I'm
of
sure.
tools out there you could leverage, to build these pages like Framer,
Yeah.
Webflow, and all of this. They just you just need to be able to, purchase your domain name and build something, visually pleasing, like Anita said, with this platform. So whether you're a product designer or not, there are no code or low code tools you could also use in building
Yes.
these landing pages, because yeah, it's
Mm.
quite relevant and important in this space for people to be able to tag you to sort of like a domain where they're able to learn about these things that you claim you are able to offer. It has and poses a lot of value to you as a
Yeah.
person.
I mean, if you can put together a website or get someone to do it for you, I have a little bit more trust in giving you a job. It may be just me, but I think it boosts your what is it called? It boosts your capabilities as a person in the on the eyes of a recruiter. I'll tell you this for a fact. People are viewing your LinkedIn profile. Some are recruiters, some are just looking around. You never know. You never really know who is visiting. And they land on your profile they land on your profile, they visit that link, it's valid, it's looking good, you're a UI UX designer, and they like what they see, they're going to reach out. Anyway, feel free to drop your questions in the chat while we go on. I You can drop your takeaway points, what you're learning from the event, in the moment, your comments, your additions. feel free to add them in the comments. We'll be reading them as we go forward. Yeah, so a portfolio is really important. A portfolio, optimized LinkedIn account, uh, a good CV, and what else? And a landing page, please. Yeah. So networking and community engagement, I also believe it is very, very important when it comes to landing your next job. Because I usually, I think I even said this in our last event for freelancers. If you are looking for a job, first look within your community, look within your network, because I believe there's someone around you who needs your skills or know someone who needs your skills. And you will never know unless you have these people around you. Using platforms like Discord, for example, there's a Top Universe Discord. Better Copy, I think, has a Discord channel, and you can discover so many more Discord channels. There's Reddit. It has so many different channels and pages, and I don't know. There's so many threads on Reddit that you can network on just by answering some questions, interacting with people in the chat. You never know where your opportunity is going to come from. And I speak from experience that I would rather hire someone, Bobby, recommended than go through 30 CVs. You know what I mean, Bobby? Like if you came
Oh,
to me
yeah,
and
yeah,
told me,
I agree with you.
if you came to me and told me this person, I've known them for 2 years, they'll do a good job for you. I am not putting that job up for advertising, you know? I'll
Yeah,
interview
that's
them.
very true.
Yes. I'll not put that job up on LinkedIn. I'll look at the person, will talk through their skill set. If it aligns with my goals, that person is getting a job just because they know Bobby and I trust Bobby. So
Yeah,
by leveraging your community and network, you're leaning upon the credibility of the people within your network. You may have 1 year of experience, but just because Bobby has been in the field for 7 years, I will trust Bobby's word on it and take you on. So look for people within your network, and always, always look for someone to help up. So while Bobby is helping you, you look for someone to also help, you know, so that chain never breaks. One thing, you learn, what you learn, you teach. What you learn, you teach to this person, and then they'll also pick someone up like that, like that. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we build community. Joining hackathons, joining workshops like this one. Well done for joining conferences. This is how you meet people. And again, like I said, you never know where your next opportunity is coming from. Yeah, but we can talk on certifications and internships, which ones are relevant, why they matter, and things about that. Can you please talk about yeah, certifications and internships?
yeah. So, certifications and certifications, first of all, is quite important. So, just the same way you have your portfolio built around a specific skill set, certifications are just basically a way of saying that most of all these skill sets that we have, they have sort of standard bodies that define sort of like a quality standard to your proficiency skills. So you being certified by such organizations sort of proves that you have walked the streets of that specific skill set. Going to get certified in, for instance, in cybersecurity, you're going to get your CompTIA Security Plus, is going to definitely be a plus over someone who doesn't have such a certification. You understand? Because before you get such a certification, it's expected that you know a set of things that are strongly relevant in the field, because you are going to write some set of exams and probably do some set of practicals during that space of time. And recruiters usually find this quite relevant when people have these certifications in additions to their portfolio and every other of their self-branding endeavors. Yeah, so certifications are quite important to someone who is getting into the tech space. So you need to learn to pick up on specific skills and certifications. Then following suit from after you get a certification, the next thing that is almost as important as having a certification is being part of an internship. So basically what an internship is you being in the working environment, but as a student. So you have the leverage to actually see what it is to be practicing in that field or in that skill, and still have the room to learn while doing it. So sourcing for internships with organizations that offer that in whatever skill set you're doing is a plus, because another thing with internship is this: when you are done with an internship, it goes into your CV or your resume as an experience. It's not just you having a skill now or a certificate, it's you having the experience on the job, and it greatly increases your chances of being called up or employed. Yes, so these two or these few things, put them together, and you are super valuable in the tech space. Yeah, yeah, Anita. Anita, are you there?
Sorry, I was
Oh,
muted. Oh. Yeah,
oh,
I
okay.
believe internships are very important because they give you the job experience, the working experience while you're learning and on the job. So I think it's helpful. Because again, like I said, I'd hire someone with 1 year of internship experience than someone fresh from college, from university. I think um that is so true. Um, Internships and certifications, yes, get them however many you can, the relevant ones to your field, and as many internships as you can get. Um, you can as many internships as you can get. You can apply within your field of interest and see what comes around. We're heading on to the job search. Um, how how can people, for example, the people watching this video, the people on this call, how can people effectively use job boards, places like LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor? How can they take advantage of these job boards and use them to their advantage?
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, job boards are basically platforms where businesses and companies go to list out possible roles and openings within their companies. So as a tech person, being conversant with a couple of these job boards is very important. Uh, First of all, there are a couple of most job boards are actually free to the public to use. So you should be able to visit these platforms regularly to see new openings that you could apply for. And there's also a relevant need for you to be able to learn how to best search for these jobs on such platforms. There are keywords that are relevant to your field. You need to know how to use these keywords when searching for these platforms. Always try your best to get accustomed to these places. make regular visits to them for as often as possible, and look for businesses and brands that suit your own set of beliefs and goals, because it's not just about being a part of or getting a job in a company. You need to also know if it aligns with your probably your 5-year goal to work with such a brand or such a company. It's going to help a lot if you are able to manage you're able to update yourself, not just with the job opening, but the kind of businesses that you're trying to apply for. So leveraging these platforms, these job boards are quite important. There are a couple of them out there, like she said. There's the LinkedIn, there's the Glassdoor. I think Google has theirs. Um, all these platforms. There are various platforms for you to just go basically and search for openings on those job boards. Anita, are you back? I noticed that you were cut off for a moment there. Hello, Anita. Okay, I think Anita has some issues network wise. So
Can you
if
hear me?
you
I'm back.
oh, okay, I could hear you clearly now.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes. If you've got questions, please drop them in the chat. I am trying to open my YouTube to see if I can find the questions. Let's take a look. Um, all right. Um, you mentioned the platforms themselves, but how can these people apply for for the opportunities? Because Better Copper has an event for updating your CV and making sure it's up to date and good enough to get you your first interview and eventually get you the job.
Oh yeah, so about applying for these things, obviously you need to ensure that you're always up to date with your CVs, your resumes, you're as clear and detailed as possible. Some of all these jobs require you to have like a cover letter or an introductory letter to show your interest in the positions that they have available. So you need to do your due diligence to know about the values of this company and be able to be prepared to you should know the kind of problems and the goals that you're trying to solve per time, and endeavor to have like a vast understanding of the problems you're trying to solve, and make them understand how important it is for you to be able to solve them. As far as applying goes, most of the job boards give you the necessary details or the information on how to apply for the job. In many cases, it's usually just an apply button, and you're able to just follow an application wizard, and you would be able to submit your resume and these letters as needed. But in some other cases, you probably would need to send your CVs or resumes to specific email addresses and all of that. So you should be able to get like the proper information on how to reach out to these businesses from the job boards, and then ensure that you are well prepared. You know enough about these brands, you know about the problems they're trying to solve, you know about their values, and you're able to coin out your ability to to add to their ability to solve these problems too. So these are a few things
Yeah.
that I feel that are necessary. Anita.
Yeah. I also have one point to add. I think knowing your value, what you bring to the table, research the company you're trying to apply to, find their most common pain points, and bring yourself in as a solution to their problem. Show them how you're going to ease their pain points, you know, in the application process. Can you hear me? I hope I'm loud enough. Mhm.
Yeah, sure. I can hear you clearly, Anita.
Yes, yes. Yeah, just package yourself as the solution to their biggest pain point. And that can be best reflected within the cover letter because your resume already has everything you've done. So you don't have to tell them about it again in the cover letter. What you need in the cover letter is um, what what problem are they facing? No, your enthusiasm about the field, what problem they are facing, and how you're going to help them. Add how you're going to help them and how you're going to be an addition to the team, not a burden, not another person they have to drag along, but how are you going to solve their problem? Yeah. Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and because this is our we are heading towards the end. This is our Q&A session. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Yeah. Bobby, if we can recap the key points, key takeaways from this event while we wait for the questions to come in.
Yeah, so far
Okay.
we've been talking about, getting into tech in 2024. We've been able to talk about, the key trends in the area of tech, such as cybersecurity, AI, blockchain, data sciences, and its likes. We've also been able to talk about how best to get into tech, the learning paths to take, and we've been able to talk about how to, source for jobs in this space. We've also talked about how to keep ourselves, branded with the right kind of imagery that makes us, a possible pick when it comes to employment opportunities. So yeah, we've looked around a lot of things that would be of intense value to you as a person going into tech today, and I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from it. Anita, any other thing?
Yeah, I think my favorite part was about the opportunities within the current landscape in the tech industry. Talking about the AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, and quantum computing. I think it was eye-opening to me because there are so many possibilities that are open to us. Now it's up to us to think outside of the box and find a way to incorporate some of these within our workspace to AI proof our jobs, to say the least.
Very true.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Let me check if we have any questions. Otherwise, I hope you people learned from this event. I hope you learned something new. Share with
Yeah.
your
So
network on
if
LinkedIn.
if you had any favorite part of the this session this evening, maybe you should just drop it in the chat. Let's see what aspect of this was most enlightening to you. Let's see whether
Yeah,
you're listening on YouTube or wherever. Let's see.
and I don't see any questions pop up. Um, let's let's see.
All right. I think I enjoyed the session. At least we got new ideas for the year. So I think while we're
Yeah,
waiting for others to drop their question on everything, we can go ahead to discuss about our sessions for I think tomorrow, and as well as our membership plans we have currently going on. I think while we wait for questions, let me just take this briefly. So, guys, we have a software engineering hands-on session. It's a membership plan currently going on. You have 8 classes a month, and this class you get to talk with experts, share your ideas, and let them know how to help you. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that it's a supportive community where no question is wrong. where every answer is valuable, and we're here to help you grow in your career. I think one thing techies have in common is the fact that we don't get to find communities that feel safe for us, where you get to express yourself no matter how much in doubt you think you are. So we're creating this safe space to make this happen. I think also dropping the links in the chat for you to know more about this particular session. Is handled by Better Copper, and you can go ahead to subscribe. The link will be dropped in the chat. Second off, we just launched our UI UX design hands-on session. Now, just like the software engineering hands-on session, in this session you get to have a discussion with experts. You get to learn more about design, both the UI aspect as well as the UX aspect. You get to understand how you can thrive as a designer, how you can position yourself, and all of that. And like I said earlier, all these are communities where you'll be supported to the very end. We're not here to bash you, we're here to grow. So we're here to help you achieve that goal you think you won't be able to achieve, or you think that you're already slowing down on. We still have a long time to go. So if you're a designer, you can hop on this one. And if you're a developer, you can also hop on that one. We currently have a design challenge that would be happening. For this particular design challenge, we have a prize up for grab. It's a 50K prize where you'll be asked or to develop a farm management system. And I believe that you can do this. I think competition is for about 3 days, that's 72 hours. So you turn this in and we get to select our winners. We'll be selecting two winners. I believe that every designer should participate in this because it's just one time to try out something fun, to feel that adrenaline rush, to tell yourself that you are more than you think you are, and you are not an imposter, because I think that's one thing people tend to struggle a lot as well. And then Top Universe is launching their various courses on I think we currently have a 2 month boot camp that's going to happen for both UI UX design and product managers. If you have someone who wants to get into tech, you can ask them to sign up for these programs, and let's have this. And also note, I think for Better Copper, we also have clarifying sections where you can join, talk about yourself, your skill, and why you're finding it difficult to get into a particular tech skill. What we do here is we help you narrow down your choices, as well as make sure that you pick a tech skill that suits your passion and your interest, so it doesn't feel like you're being forced to work or you're operating in a field you don't like. I think we are now moving past this, so we can go on with the session. Can anyone still hear me?
Yeah,
Bob,
like I could hear
Anita,
you
can you hear
clearly.
me?
Yes,
Yeah, I
we
could
can
hear
hear
you.
you. We can hear you.
All
Yeah,
right. Okay, so
I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, so I guess it was a good one. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. It was quite an enlightening event. Thank you so much, Bobby, for
Thank you so
coming on
much.
board and answering the questions, giving us the clarity we need. I myself have gained a lot from this event, and I hope to I hope to use this information, put it into practice in my own way, and add to what I already know. Feel free to visit our website, bettercopper.com, topuniverse.org. If you're interested in our membership program, the links are in the chat. Feel free to sign up for the UI UX or software engineering hands-on. And yeah, share your highlights on social media. Don't forget to tag us, LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram if you can. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Amaka, for facilitating. It was really a wonderful event. If you have any topic recommendations, Feel free to let us know for events. We will be here to enlighten you. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Unless Bobby and Amaka have anything to add.
Oh, thank you guys. I don't really have
No,
anything
I
to add.
don't.
You all have said it all.
Yeah, thank you too. I don't have anything to add. So I don't have anything to add. I think that will be all for this particular session. See you guys tomorrow for our other session. Bye and have a lovely evening, morning or afternoon, whatever your time zone is. Bye, guys.
Bye, bye, bye. Thank you to
Bye.
Layla. Bye.